Hello everyone, Danny here today to talk to you about Kel Kade's first book in his new series. Title of the book is Fate of the Fallen. Title of the series is Shroud of Prophecy. Yes, I have notes here. I am an old dude and I need my notes. No matter what I think of the book, I always need notes. So anyhow, I'm going to put a link in my description to videos I have done of all of the books in Kel Kade's other series. As far as I know, this is only the second published series by Kel Kade. Kel Kade is one of my absolute favorite authors. Everyone I know who has listened to his series, King's Dark Tidings, absolutely loves it. My nephew Caleb, two of my boys, actually I think all three of my boys have now listened to it and absolutely love it. King's Dark Tidings is the audiobook series that got my wife hooked on audiobooks. I mean, my wife used to leave work and she would have to call and be on the phone talking to someone. I mean, she's one of those gals that could like surgically attach it to her ear and she'd be happier that way. And then I got her listening to King's Dark Tidings. And all of a sudden, not only is she not calling me when she leaves work, which initially was a little worrying. Wait a minute. Did Sonia get into an accident? Why isn't she calling me? But I'd call her because I'd get worried. I haven't heard from Sonia. She should be on her way home. Is everything okay? Hey, honey. Oh, hey, honey. Can't talk. I'm listening to King's Dark Tidings. I got to go. And she's off the phone. And I'm like, what happened to my wife? Are you kidding me? Love the fact that she's hooked on audiobooks, but that's the series that got her on it. That's how good that series was. Kel Kade announces that his next book is not going to be in that series. It's going to be the start of a new series. And immediately, I mean, I'm worried. Caleb's worried. Justin's worried. Everyone I talk to that's a King's Dark Tidings fan, we're all worried. Because can Kel Kade do it again? Can Kel Kade come up with a series that's different enough from King's Dark Tidings to have that unique feel to it, that is as good as we've come to expect him to be? Or is it just going to be King's Dark Tidings? Is this new series going to be a flop, or are we just going to be in heaven that there's a second series for us to look forward to and listen to and love? Before I answer that question, though, I have a favor to ask. If, like me, you love audiobooks, please subscribe to my channel. Now, normally this would be when some little button that says subscribe will pop up. I don't do stuff like that on here. It's just me talking. All the same, please subscribe. Turn on notifications. Come join me in my audiobook journey, even though I don't do the cool graphics and everything, because I just like talking about audiobooks. I don't like doing all that other stuff. So, did Kel Kade live up to our expectations of Kel Kade? Or did he trip and fall and bloody his nose? Oh, he totally lived up to our expectations. Oh, this is an amazing, amazing book. I'm so excited. This is such a good book. And everyone that I know that is a Kel Kade fan and that has listened to this book, just absolutely, with every single one of us, it was a one listen. We could not stop. We could not put it down. We listened all the way through the book, beginning to end. We loved it. We call each other up. We talk about it. I mean, it's just, it's such a good book. And it's different. It's totally different than the King's Dark Tidings series. Now, you have some similarities because Kel Kade has his own kind of unique sense of humor, and his sense of humor comes out in the two books, but it's totally different other than that. So I'll do a little compare and contrast here. King's Dark Tidings, your protagonist, Rezkin. He leaves a secluded place, enters the world with no clue how the real world is. His picture of how the world works does not live up to the reality of how the world actually works. The protagonist in the Shroud of Prophecy series, Aslo, he's a forester. He lives in a secluded forest. He's a very introverted person. His only interactions is with his best friend Matthias, Matthias's grandmother, his father, and a few of the village people. And he's got this view of the world that is not based on reality. And then he ventures out into the world, and the world does not live up to his reality. It's the same, right? The protagonist in King's Dark Tiding is a great fighter. The protagonist in The Shroud of Prophecy is a great fighter. The same so far, right? The protagonist in King's Dark Tiding Reskin is like this super intelligent, totally able to manipulate people and events and the world around him, in absolute control of what is going on. People have no clue how badly they're being manipulated by this dude. I mean, he's not only the baddest fighter, the best looking dude on the planet, but he's also smarter than anyone else. In Shroud of Prophecy, Aslo, he's really not that bright. Yeah. So he carries around his best friend's head preserved in a bag. And in his mind, his best friend still talks to him. He answers out loud, which of course totally confuses people around him because they think he's talking to them. So you end up with some really, really funny moments where he's talking to the head in the bag. People around him think they're talking to him. By the end of the book, he has yet to figure out that it's not normal to talk to a head in a bag. People think he's weird because there are some people who figure out, oh, he's not talking to us. He's talking to the head in the bag. One, he's weird because he's carrying around a head in a bag. And two, he talks to it. That's just not normal. So he's not that bright. Reskin in King's Dark Tiding, he's got plans that don't pay fruition until the next book in the series. I mean, if he's playing chess, he's not 3-4 steps ahead. He's 12 steps ahead of where he's at, and it's going to go exactly the way he expects it to go. Aslo, he has no plan whatsoever. He has decided he's going to save the world. So in this book, The Fate of the Fallen, there's this prophecy, and everyone has decided that Matthias is the hero in the prophecy. And so when something happens to Matthias, they just give up. No, well, it was Matthias. Matthias was the one who was going to save us. Now Matthias can't save us, so therefore we're just going to give up. We're literally going to give up. We'll just surrender to the enemy, live our life as best as we can until they wipe out all humanity, because it is prophesied that all humanity is now going to get wiped out, since Matthias was our only hope for the future. Except for Aslo. Aslo's like, screw you people. Screw prophecy. I'm going to take on this enemy all by myself. And I'm going to show you idiots that you're a bunch of sissies and you're a bunch of cowards and you shouldn't give up. And just full steam ahead. He has no plan. Literally, step to step to step. It's just like, okay, what can I go smack next? That's his plan. I'm going to go confront the king. I'm going to tell the king, jump behind me. I have decided that I'm going to save the world, so give me your army, give me your everything, and we're going to go save the world. And when the king doesn't do that, well, you're a coward. You're a sissy. You're a little girly man, a little whiny, little crybaby. Fine, go cry in the corner, whatever. I'll go save the world without you. That's how he operates. He doesn't have a plan. He doesn't manipulate people. He tells them exactly what he thinks, and somehow he manages to not get executed. He manages to get away with it. He manages to collect a group of people around him who, because of who he is, are extremely loyal to him. They've all jumped on his, hey, fine, screw everyone else. We'll save the world without him train. And we're going to save the world without him because we have Aslo. And Aslo can do it because he says he can do it. And just we know he can do it because of his attitude. And he collects from all different areas of life. He's got a tavern wench who turns out to have some special abilities. He's got some little street urchins that he collects. He's got a marquis that he collects. With all of them, he doesn't collect them because he's nice to them and he has all kinds of great people skills and he loves on them and he treats them so well. Now, with every single one, he's like, no, I don't want you. Get out of here. Leave me alone. Why are you talking to me? You are annoying me. I wish you would just leave. Only they don't leave. They refuse to leave and they end up following him. Honestly, all of the different characters in this book, Tesla, Peck, the Marquis, Aslo, they're all great, and it's hard to pick a favorite character out of this book. That being said, there is one character that stands head and shoulders above the rest. It would, in a quite literal fashion, stand head and shoulders above the rest because horses are pretty big, and it's his horse, Dolt. Dolt is my favorite character in this book. I love Dolt. Now, he names his horse Dolt because of how Dolt behaves. And I personally think that by the end of this book series, it's going to turn out that Holt is not just a horse. He's either a horse that has been possessed by a fey creature, or he is actually a fey creature in disguise as a horse, but he could be a god too in disguise, because another difference between this and the Reskin series, in this book there are gods, and the gods walk and they talk and they take active roles and they play against each other. So you get to see their interaction with each other. You get to see them trying to tempt and tease each other. Adult, while I'm thinking about it, adult warnings. This one is a bit more adult than Reskin's other series. The gods have a very strong sexual element to them. There are some references made that you really have to kind of read between the lines to get it, but if you read between the lines, you realize that they're referring to body parts. Aslo does get seduced, and the seduction is very obvious. It's not graphic or pornographic or anything like that whatsoever. However, it is stronger than anything I remember from the Kel Kade series in there. It's, once my kids were a little bit older, I would have been fine listening to this around them. I think when they were quite young, I still would have been okay listening to it because it would have gone over their head. They wouldn't have understood what it was talking about. You know, we've all had those moments when our little ones come up to us. There's a country song, and one of the lines in the country song is, "I started shooting doubles when you walked in." And I remember Josh, when he was really small, asking, you know, what does that mean, shooting doubles? What does that mean? And before Sonia and I could think of how do we explain that shooting doubles is a really, you know, a double shot of alcohol. Oh, wait a minute, Dad. I know what that means. That means that he was playing pool and he was sinking two balls at once. Sure, son. Yeah. Let's go with that one. Right. So even when they were young, it's the sexual elements are hidden well enough that I don't think my kids would have gotten it. They'd have gotten it as they got a little bit older, but by that point in time, they'd have gotten it because they'd have been exposed to it so often just by the world that we live in. But it is there, so be aware of it. It is definitely there. I was talking about his horse, Dolt, and how I got off on that rabbit trail. I haven't a clue. But Dolt goes out of his way to make fun of, annoy, and hinder him without actually hindering Aslo. In fact, the horse saves him at times. It saves him from his own stupidity. It saves him from getting lost. It saves him from some enemies that it refuses to leave him. It really feels like someone said, and even the way he picks up the horse in the first place, it's almost like someone else was playing a hand and was saying, okay, everyone else is betting on Matthias. I'm going to bet on Aslo, and this is the help that I'm going to assign to Aslo, and I'm going to disguise this help as a horse. But the horse has such a personality. I would hate to own a horse like Dolt. I would love it if one of my friends owned a horse like Dolt, because I would get to laugh at them a lot. Did Kel Kade live up to what I wanted with this book? And with, oh, dude, he hit it out of the park. He didn't just, you know how baseball teams playing in San Francisco can hit it out of the park and into the bay? Yeah, well, I tell you what, if they were playing at Safeco and the roof was open, Kel Kade hit it out of the park and into Puget Sound. That's how big a home run this book series is for me. Do I like this one better than King's Dark Tiding? For me, it's pretty much a tie. I really am undecided. Talking to Caleb and Justin and Jonah, some people actually like this one better than Kel Kade, but it's so close. They're kind of torn by it, but they think this one's a little bit better. Some like, better than Kel Kade, better than King's Dark Tiding. Some like King's Dark Tiding better, but once again, it's close. It's not one is way better than the other. They're both amazing. I think maybe this is my favorite. I honestly can't pick between the two. They're both just so amazing, and I'm so excited to have another great new series to listen to. If you like my video, please hit the like button. If you like my channel, subscribe, turn on notifications. Questions, comments, feedback, it's what the comment section is for. Listen to the book. Let me know what you think about it. But most importantly, no matter what else you do today, make sure that today you listen to one really good audiobook. Oh boy, do I recommend Fate of the Fallen by Kel Kade, narrated by the amazing Nick Podhehl.